Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Simantha and I make videos on intentional living, and today we are going to go through what I spent in February. So when I was preparing for this video, I realized that there's really no point in me just talking you through my expenditures if I don't explain what's actually going on in the background of everything, because how you spend your money is really a symptom of what's going on in your life. My expenditures will probably be quite similar throughout the rest of this year, I guess. Our rent is going to stay the same. Our childcare costs are going to be pretty high. So instead of just going through the figures all the time and the same figures all the time, I wanted to kind of go in a little bit more in depth and talk about what's actually happening in my life. So the way I'm going to structure these videos is that we're going to go through each category in the spreadsheet, and the spreadsheet will be linked in the description below. So if you want to click on that, you can follow along, and there are notes next to all the figures, all the amounts that I've spent. So we're going to go through every category and I'm going to share my thoughts on them. So I've got a list of my categories here. I have 8 categories in my spending tracker, and the first one is Jesmin. That's my 1-year-old. The second one is experiences. Then lunch. I'm going to do away with lunch because ever since the pandemic, I've been mainly based from home. Then we have groceries, exceptional, so things that I'm not expecting, bills, beauty and wellness, and finally gifts. So in February, I spent over £1,000 on Jesmin. So that's a mix between things that are absolute necessities, such as nappy refills, nappies, food, and weekend outings and trips. So that's more like the fun stuff, weekend outings and trips and toys. So this month, what really stands out to me is that I've made my first foray into cooking. If you have seen my goals video that I shot earlier last month, I think, I talked about how learning how to cook was something that I wanted to do later in this year, but necessity has forced me to speed up that process because Jesmin is getting older and I'm now no longer really comfortable with giving her so many purees and pre-packaged food. I give her a lot of Ella's packaged food, and Ella, if you don't know, is a very successful blogger and entrepreneur, and parents absolutely love her pouches. They're pretty healthy. I eat a lot of Ella's stuff as well. I do really like her products. However, now I'm on a weaning journey with Jesmin and I want to make sure she's having good, nutritious food, home cooked meals made by me. Growing up, my mum always had really good, really nutritious, healthy food for us all the time. I would come home from school at 3 o'clock and there would be a really nice dinner waiting for me or tea waiting for me. And I think it's really important, and I think it's a big responsibility of parents to make sure that they feed their children well, and that's why learning how to cook is super important to me. Nothing other than Jesmin would have convinced me to make a foray into the kitchen, but she's here now and my life has changed. What I started with was I actually took out a subscription to HelloFresh because I thought that perhaps I could cook for her and myself, but the recipes really are a little bit too complex for a toddler's taste buds. So I only tried it for a couple of weeks and it was really great. There were lots of positives. Well, number one, the main positive was that I didn't need to go shopping, which was convenient and time saving. However, the recipes did take a lot longer than I thought that they would. If I picked something that was 35 minutes long, it ended up taking about an hour because I include in cooking the prep and also the washing up afterwards. So it was a little bit longer than I had hoped, so I didn't think it saved me a lot of time in that way. And also because Jesmin couldn't eat the meals, I was a bit like, this isn't really working for me. However, I'm not dissing HelloFresh and I'm not saying that I wouldn't go back to using meal kits in the future. Another really good thing about it as well was that it forced me to cook and navigate my way around the kitchen. So I found out where we keep our oven trays, how the oven works. I also found out where our blender is. What else did I find out? What knife I like using, where our Tupperware stuff is. So yeah, it feels really good. I feel like I'm making strides into independence. I know that sounds really silly considering that I'm in my late 30s, but you know, sometimes I do feel growing up that my sister and I were a little bit sheltered and there are a few skills that we lack here and there, and I'm growing up really fast ever since having Jesmin and ever since I really got married, to be honest with you. I've been on this journey of growing up. Andrew was my first real boyfriend. I ended up marrying him. So we got married, something that I never thought would happen. Then we had a baby and I'm living this super grown up life, and yeah, I need to learn how to cook. So it's funny really from like across the screen. I always think about how you don't really know what's going on in YouTubers' lives, and I might seem like all sorted and stuff, and in some ways I really am. Like in my career, I feel very confident, but I've spent over a decade focusing on my career, so all this other stuff, all this other life skills is something a little bit newer to me. So after I decided not to continue with HelloFresh, what I ended up doing was buying 4 books from Ella. So she's got a series of cookbooks that was on offer on Amazon, and I bought them, and I've scoured the pages to find a few recipes that I think Jesmin will like. She likes quite cheesy recipes, so I've been making her cheesy pastas and pasta bakes and hiding vegetables through them because she doesn't like vegetables. She did in the beginning, but now she's decided like all I want is fish fingers and chips, and that's not going to happen. No kid of mine is just going to eat fish fingers and chips. Thank you very much. I've also just started shopping, to be honest with you, for the produce, because if it's going to take me an hour to cook, I might as well spend the extra half an hour or an hour and just go to the shops and pick up the things that I need. The next category in my spending tracker is experiences, and I've spent the grand total of £15 in that category, and it's all takeout coffee. For me, takeout coffee is a real experience now. It's one of the few times where I really feel like I'm truly focusing on me and not thinking about work or Jesmin, so it's a real treat that I can justify. If you followed me on my low buy no buy journey, you'll remember that takeout coffee was one of the things that I let go of in order to save money, but now I can fully justify bringing that back into my life. The next category is lunch. As I said, I'm going to be getting rid of that from next month in the tracker. The next category is groceries. I've spent a little bit more than I used to on groceries just because, you know, I'm doing my whole cooking thing. The next category is exceptional, which is higher than I thought it would be. Normally it's quite minimal, but I've had to buy chargers, replacement makeup, headphones, so all unexpected things that I couldn't really avoid. The next category is gifts, and I'm always surprised about how much I spend on gifts because there always seems to be some kind of birthday or celebration going on. This month it was a close friend of mine's wedding, which we gave a cash gift for because we like doing that for weddings. And then what else did we have? We bought a bag. My sister and I bought a bag for an aunt of mine as a sign of our appreciation because she has been so supportive to us in the aftermath of my dad's passing away. It's obviously been a super difficult time, and she's really helped our family out a lot. I'm going to get emotional, so I don't want to talk about it anymore. And the next thing is I sent a care package to a friend of mine who's going through a tough time at the minute. So all in all, I spent over £2,500 this month, and guys, I have never spent money like this in my life before. This is the first time in my life that I am spending close to almost everything that I earn, and I'm saving only minimally. And it's a bit of a shock to the system. The reason why I was able to live so far below my income level was because I was living at home with my parents for most of my adult life. And that was a real privilege. And a lot of Asian people do that. And it's a huge privilege, and it gives you a financial leg up. And that's something that, you know, I guess Andrew and I could move back in with my mom, but it's too much. It wouldn't be comfortable. So we are quite happy with our flat. And I'm actually going to link my flat tour in the description below and also in the cards above. I really like that video. I think it's great. You'll see our flat is really nice. It's really comfortable. We really like it, but it's bloody expensive. It costs £1,800. Oh, actually, I think I haven't gone through the bills when I was going through the categories. So yeah, my bills, I spent £896.50. Of that, £750 is my portion of the rent. Our total rent is £1,800, but I only spend £750 on it, and Andrew picks up the rest, and he also pays for the bills. But that's not because Andrew's some kind of sugar daddy. It's because he spends more on rent and bills, and I spend more on childcare, and so it kind of evens out. And yeah, as I was saying, I'm spending so much money and it's super uncomfortable. So what's ended up happening is that I am putting an overwhelming amount of pressure on myself to earn more, and that's through working really hard and also my business. I have a very small social media company that is kind of my side hustle, and that gives me a little bit of additional income, which has come in really useful, and I want to grow that, and I want to keep doing well at work. I absolutely love my job. It is my passion. I'm head of video at a large parenting website. I've been so focused at work, and I've noticed, well, not only I have noticed, everybody's noticed that when something eats into my time that I've dedicated for work, I get really angry and really upset and really overwhelmed and really panicked. Like, how am I going to do this? And unfortunately, when you are a new mom, things are going to come into your life and things are going to knock your schedule out. And you can't plan as rigidly as when you're single, and have to learn to be more flexible. I really need to pace out my work and my personal goals. In my goals video earlier this year, I was so focused on videos that I wanted to publish and weight that I wanted to lose that I never even considered putting in like personal development goals, such as enjoying life, pacing myself, because if I don't pace myself, I take it out on the people around me and I don't recognize the needs of people around me. And I really identify with my father in this way. He was super career focused, and I don't think he had a lot of balance in his life. And growing up, I would have loved my dad to have been more present, and I don't want to put Jesmin through anything like that. I don't want her to think that I'm not around. I definitely don't think that's the case, because we are glued to each other all the time. Even when I'm working, she's just downstairs with the nanny, and I go down, I give her food and I say hello. So she sees me every hour or so. My nanny is part-time, so I take over like midway through the day. So she does see me a lot, but in my head, I don't have any balance. I'm just going crazy. So I'm working through a lot of overwhelm at the minute, and I'm trying to pace things out. And yeah, I am spending a lot of money and I am very uncomfortable, but I have to kind of be at peace with that at the minute. It's a very expensive season in my life, but there's nothing I can do overnight to change it. I can't work so hard and I can't build up my business overnight. It's going to take time, and I have to enjoy the family that I've created for myself. It's really cute, to be honest, but a lot of times I'm just not present because I'm so focused on the future and how I'm going to provide for my family and how I'm going to make sure that we have a really good future. And I know it's not all on me. Andrew brings in like money as well, but he's a lot more level-headed than I am. He out-earns me, by the way. He's a lot more level-headed than I am when it comes to separating career and family and not looking so far into the future that you can't focus and enjoy the present. So that's kind of a lesson that I learned this month and that I will continue to learn. I'm quite ambitious as a person, and I think I will always struggle to not be drawn to work, to not value that over other things. So I just wanted to share that with you. I just wanted to share that struggle that I'm going through a bit. The kind of YouTubers that I like are the ones that share what's actually going on, share their vulnerabilities, and I want to kind of make that connection with my audience. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed my honesty. To be honest, I'm talking pretty cheerfully, but it has been a bit harrowing at points this last month. I have been sad sometimes. I know that there's still a few days left in this month, and I don't really expect to be spending any more money other than the money that's going to be taken out for my bills and for childcare, which I've already inserted in the spreadsheet. So I think I'm going to end it here. I wonder how this video is going to go down. I wonder how I'm going to feel when I edit this video, whether I'm going to cringe, whether there are points where I feel like I've shared too much. I've only really done this in one take. I've not really taken big gaps or refilmed anything. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next week. Bye.